Hello, everyone. Sorry about being slightly late. I had water. But we should get straight back in. I may have done a drawing a while back, off stream. Fine. But, like, you all know. Just checking if vector is. Um, so yeah, as my title guessed, I don't know what it was, but either a power line nearby was struck by lightning and it took out the power in my apartment and my apartment block. Hey, Zombie Slayer! Oh, it's the one and only absolutely handsomely, dashingly devil of mouse. Ah, you know how to make a mouse feel special. How you doing? How are you? But yeah, so like first time Adelaide's gotten rain in a while, and then we get thunder. We get some really bad thunder that yeah, I think took out a power line. So I was worried that this stream wasn't going to happen. A very eventful few days. Got to meet Lumen in person, Lumen and Sal. It was great, but then also like, oh, it goes well. Doing your Dead Space project done. I just wonderful. I never felt a bit. It goes well doing Dead Space project thing, but you fucking procrastinate and watch YouTube and Twitch. Fair enough. You know, you can't go 100% on everything all the time. Take a bit of a break. Hey Linus, how you doing? And showered a little here too. Fair, fair. Yeah, it's been like really like off and on, and it's kind of like insane. We haven't had rain here for a very long time, so I was glad to see it. But then when it started to thunder, that was when it got a little bit unsettling. Sorry about my power. God was like, fuck this area in particular. He pretty much was. I checked the blackout map, and it was literally yeah, just like the area in which I live, and then a little like the surrounding areas. Is like ah, nice. That's not good. And I was just like, oh, what's that gonna mean for my stream? I guess I just won't do it today. I I take a forced break because the God of Thunder decided, yeah, no, we're not doing a stream today. Oh, I heard a yeah, I pretty much was like prepping to get the stream ready, and then I heard a crack of thunder, and then everything just went out, all power gone, like completely gone. Nothing was on. Bridge was out, and I was just like, shit, that's not good. That's real. Um, and then it was pretty much solved like an hour later, which is not like that's pretty good. Um, like power restoration wise. If it was a knocked out power line, then that's not terrible. But yeah, damn, very unexpected. It was shocking to say the least. Oh, mouse, is it true that spiders in Australia will sometimes make a spider web in the sky and then eventually it's raining spiders? If so, that's why you're never going to Australia and you don't care if it's rare because the possibility of raining spiders is low but never zero. Um, ooh, how do I explain this? So Raining spiders, not so much. It's not really, that's not really a thing. However, during the early uh, weeks of spring, we have what's called the spider snow, or spider fog, which is basically a massive uptick in spiders will cause a huge amount of spiders' webs and cobwebs and stuff to be smart. Yeah, spider snow. So in certain areas of Australia, there will be such a huge breeding and then development of spiders that it looks like there's snow in the area, but it's actually cobwebs. That's pretty horrible. That's pretty nasty. I don't think it's actually called the spider snow, but I refer to it as such. Yeah, you've seen that there's just like a whole park of spiders. Yeah, that's probably the most prominent kind of thing that we have. Raining spiders, not so much, but you can, like, it wouldn't surprise me as well. Like football fields of spider webs. Yeah, a lot of spiders webs. It's a nasty sight, but very classic Australian as well. It's, yeah, it's just immersion therapy basically. You kind of, you get used to them. And I think a lot of Australians, no matter how afraid of spiders they are, they're not nearly as afraid of spiders as people around the world. So like you might, like, Australians may have a fear of spiders, but it's not the same as, you know, another someone from another country's fear of spiders. Because we're, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I don't like spiders, but if they're in my house and they're not doing anything, then I just let them be. And I don't think that's the same across cultures. That's why you never visit your Australian friends you met online. That's fair. You just got to get them to come to you. There are dangerous creatures all over the place. You love it. Australians are like, oh, it's a big deal, but not that big. And you're here like, how many flamethrowers do we need? Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a very different kind of cultural thing there. In that we don't like, people don't like spiders, but they can deal with them, deal with their presence. Whereas other people from other countries would be like, they need to be destroyed. They just have to go. Just, I mean, you do you, right? I'm not afraid of spiders. As like a kind of general note, I like spiders, honestly, because in Australia, spiders keep other insects out, which I find quite nice, quite good peace of mind. But Linus, how are you doing? Well, how are things? How's LCA going? All that jazz. I think you said it before, but imagine if Spider-Man was able to call spiders to him or shoot spiders, crime would just drop to 0% overnight. Yeah, probably people would be too, like, deeply horrified. There is an alternate dimension Spider-Man, which is Spiders Man, which is a universe where Peter Parker fell into a vat of spiders and they ate him, and then the like cluster of spiders developed a consciousness, or developed Peter Parker's consciousness, and as a result, Spider-Man is just a mound of spiders in the spider suit. I I see that. Hold on, Aussies really do be built different, and here I am, this bitch made the fucker. didn't read my previous chat. Okay, fine. Unfollows. You know what? Reasonable. Reasonable response. I miss things. I'm trying to draw. No, it's okay. I apologize for missing your message. Just let me know and I will go back and check it. Fuck, that's terrifying. Yeah, it's a pretty horrible, like, comic concept, but also kind of cool. Like, in a, broad way of speaking. You do know that Spider-Man once became a giant spider, but then he had a humanish shaped body, but still a spider face and eyes. Ugh, that's horrible. Yeah, that's nasty. That's absolutely horrible. Yeah, no, I hate that. There's some really like bloody horrible Spider-Man stories. Like genuinely interesting, like how Saw is interesting. Like yes it is, but not in the way you want it to be. Yeah, it's interesting, or I don't want to say fascinating because it's not fascinating. It's like interesting or intriguing, but in a very different way to, science facts or history facts or things like positive facts, I guess. Fascinatingly horrifying. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good way to put it. Or horrifyingly fascinating. Either or. Those are nicely interchangeable, which God, I'm just drawing and stuff with the ever present. Like it doesn't make sense for the power to go out again because it was a lightning strike that took it out. Don't have any lightning anymore, but don't want to jinx it. If the stream suddenly cuts off, you know what happened. And then the next stream I'm on will just be doing the same bit because, let's be honest, I'm not good at saving. I did just save though. That's the end of the stream. That's what, yeah. It goes, the stream just ends all of a sudden. Like, struck by lightning again. That's okay. That's fine. Like, that's okay. Now save your progress, and yes, I know you just, yeah. Hold on, let me show you. Uh, yes. Good. I'm saved. Find this draft left. There, saved. Now we have a Discord. Thank you, Discord. And thank you, Nightbot. Perfect time to jump in. Even if I cut out, even if my stream cuts out, the Discord won't. That's a guarantee. Maybe. Only idiots, only idiots say 4 times, make it 5. You're right. You're right. I think I'm going for a minimalist saving setup, as you can see. That's over the entirety. So like I imagine by the time I finish this comic series, that command is going to be in the hundreds, hopefully, or thousands. God, can you imagine? I think anyone can use that command as well. I think. I say this now, being the one who set it up with absolutely no confidence at all. I'm learning. I don't know how to control Nightbot. I try my best not to give him too much power, because when I do, he abuses it. Fiend. Fucking Nightbot being Nightbot. Yeah, exactly. Unless he's like designed, unless he's like set up with just the like with absolute professionalism, and he's gonna do something that like fucks you over some capacity. It's annoying, but what can you? It does make the job slightly easier, or it does make the process slightly easier anyway. I can forgive him, but it crosses me. Head, head, get rid of him. All right. Grab berry floss, cotton candy, berry floss. About to do a stupid ass achievement or try to do it. Go for it, man. Never half ass something. Use your whole ass. The moon, do that dumb thing. Live without regrets. But all. Hit yourself. At least once in your adult life. Live. Live it. Handing out some inspiring quotes and garbage. Never half ass something, you whole ass mouse 2023. I should definitely set up a quotes uh, command. That's pretty dumb, but I say a lot of dumb shit all the time, so really just a sign of more things to come. Because I told my Discord, I was just like, yeah, so power's out. May not stream tonight just because the power's out, and I don't know when it'll be back on. And then next was like, I hope you're okay and all that stuff, and I'm like, yep, I'm absolutely fine. Unsurprisingly, she's not here. Mouse, the audio is cutting out again, but it's only for a second or two. That's weird. Let me do a bit of fiddling. Is it the music audio or is it also the mic audio? Uh, just cut out my It never goes above 10 seconds. Okay. But is that mic or um, music or both? I've currently got audio filters on, so I've just turned them both off. It's both, at least for you. Okay. So I've turned off the filters. We'll see how that goes, because I added a noise gate, but I didn't alter the noise gate, so ultimately that could very much be it. But we'll see. We'll keep fiddling. We'll keep an eye on the sound. I'll just keep talking, and then we'll see if it's gone or still here. Could also be the internet. Things are like, cause the power was out a little while back. There's no way of being certain that things are back up to tip-top condition. I'm checking my OBS, and like it looks like the music is like jumping, and so I can hear music now, but it said it didn't have music then. Which is weird. I will likely have to do more fiddling with my system and my system setup, which is fine, because I'm planning on upgrading my entire setup, not computer-wise, but like I'm thinking of altering things. Getting a loop deck and probably fixing up some of the sound settings. Let's save that. Let me know if things cut out or are still cutting out. And I'll do what I can to fix it. Alright. Let's Ratchet's eyes. We don't need this yellow again for some time. But we need brown. Yep, still happening. You hear music note and then don't hear one after it. Yeah, so the music seems to be cutting out weirdly. Hold on. Let's do a fiddle. No music for a moment. You shut up, music in my ears. Spotify. I mean, not Spotify, another sound program. Yeah, is it jumping in and out? Weird. It's not like collecting all of the music. Let's just sit here in this moment and watch it. Because my OBS is telling me that it's not losing any frames. But I could definitely see what you were telling me, Zombie Slayer, like the music just dipped at points and there was still music playing. So let's just sit here for a moment, just me, you, and the chat, and stare at this music. You think this is the longest you've heard the music? It may also be that OBS doesn't pick it up unless it's at a certain volume, because I did alter the volume of OBS. So let's just sit here for a moment and let's listen to it. Enjoy some of the lo-fi. Because if that's the problem, then sweet, we've solved it. It's scuffed, but like whatever. That's a win in my books. I hope you're all having something nice to drink. If you're in a cold climate, a nice warm tea or a coffee, or if you're in a warmer climate, something nice and cool. I've got a Coca-Cola currently. Currently Coca-Cola Classic. But yeah. Fucking static is back though. Music is good. Huh. Alright. Let's hold on. Let's fix this shit. Turned on the noise gate again for the mic. And that gate shit fucking with shit. Perhaps. Alright. On it. I mean, ultimately, there is a decent chance that with the power being out, there was like just a whole reset the system, like a hard reset. As a result, things might be a bit squiffy. Keep an eye on that. See how we go. But also probably a good idea for me to take a hard look at the system and fix what needs to be fixed and alter what needs to be altered. Maybe even get a new XLR cable because I've been using this one for a very long time and they do decay. So there is always the possibility that could just be a decayed XLR cable. Mouse, how much of Dishonored 1 did you play? I've played everything but the DLCs. I have played the main game, I think, 10 times. I really like Dishonored 1. Really like playing as Corvo. Something about Dowd. I didn't really like Dowd's voice, I guess. It's not that I found it annoying or anything like that, but I was just like, I didn't like the change, so I was just like, cool. I'm not gonna play that one. But I might do. I might jump back. I have them. That's the thing. I have them. I have the DLCs. I have Brigmore Witches. Well, okay, that's fair, but it's a good DLC. That's fair. I've heard many very good things about it, so I should just do it. Just bite the bullet and play it. Never played Dead Space. I enjoy that, so like, why would I not enjoy more Dishonored, which is a game I do actually really enjoy? And got to a point where I could pretty much finish the entire game in a day. Like just speed ran, not speed ran because ultimately it was still a whole day, but like just played through the entire game just in one day. A lot of fun. I heard something in the background. I was like, huh, lightning, it's coming back. It's coming back to get me. Finish the job. Weird to see a side profile of Dogen. His head partially turned and such. Dunwall City Trials is fun, but good lord, the DLC achievements for it fucking suck. You need absolutely immaculate movement, and if not, well then too bad, and that's not fun. Yeah, that does kind of suck. Especially considering Dishonored is like, here, just do whatever you want and have fun. Yeah, exactly. The main game is so open-ended that if you're being like pushed into a like compressed into a tight box of how to play a game, then that does kind of feel very restrictive. I fully get that. Back to line work because I did not finish that. Beard. Will be finished. If I've done the Dying Light parkour challenges, that's what it's like. I have done them, and that does sound really rough. That's a game I could play again though, Dying Light. Just for the parkour. Play that again. Play that through with my brother. That was a lot of fun. Oh, speaking of which, we need to figure out what game to play next for Fridays. I was chatting with Lumen and Sal, two regulars on my channel, on my stream. They're good friends, and they visited Adelaide, or they're visiting Adelaide. So we were chatting about that, and I think we talked about The Witcher 3 as a possibility, because I've never finished The Witcher 3. I've played it plenty of times and I do enjoy it, but I've never actually finished it. But that would be a longer game for sure, so that'd be a longer series of playthroughs. Another one was, I think we talked about Alan Wake or Control, and I think if we were going to go with either Alan Wake or Control, we'd start with Alan Wake. Just because it Control has references to Alan Wake. And I have played, well, I haven't played Alan Wake, but I've watched my brother play Alan Wake. So I would know, I know how that story goes, but I would kind of want to play it through myself. But even then, I'm still very open to suggestions. One achievement is to only take out enemies and civilians with headshots and 100% accuracy. Don't you fucking dare miss. And that's atrociously awful. Yeah, oh man. And like the aiming is tough in that game. You basically spend so long just trying to line up a good shot. So that actually does sound like that would suck too. It's got like a bit of an auto aim in Dishonored, but then it's also not. It's a pretty loose and feathered kind of auto aim. So you can miss quite easily. So that does kind of sound rough. I'd be like, if we said, "Hey, do we want to play Dishonored on stream?" I'd be down for that. I'd love to play Dishonored again. With the addition of the Brigmore witches and stuff. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. You think Dishonored, the aiming can be kind of fucky? Yeah, it's a bit squiffy. And even if you aim directly on someone, it goes a bit to the left or right. Yeah, it floats, doesn't it? If I remember correctly, it kind of floats a little bit. So it has a general area to hit, as opposed to like a direct auto aim. Which is a bit fucky. Yeah, I agree. Just trying to think of games that I like either enjoy or games I haven't played as well to add to the suggestions. I love Hollow Knight. I could play Hollow Knight for sure, but I feel like that's a bit of a cop out, me just playing a game that I love. on stream. This ain't about me, about us. Unity. Yeah, it does feel like that. It's not like other shooter games like COD or Halo that have some dead-on accuracy for some of your weapons. Yeah, it's very floaty and weird. But eh, that's okay. I just I just summon rats around people and then, you know, come to terms with me being a horrible monster, because that's pretty fucked. Doing the full lethal playthrough is always like real grim, because like holy shit. I mean it like especially the first game, it kind of rewards you more for being lethal, but also it does like it's kind of horrible like just summoning a bunch of rats under some pretty unprepared guards. Rats go nom nom nom. Yeah, they hungry. Not just people going hungry during the rat plague, it's also the rats. Them rat boys. Rat-a-tat-tat. Rat potatoes. I also tweeted out like, "Hey, just finished Dead Space. What game should I play?" And a game actually like liked the message, but I think it was a game that was like that. I want story games, but I appreciate that you like the message. Definitely shouldn't have done the eyebrows before I did the skin. Just too sensitive. Like, oh, not too sensitive, but I don't want to zoom in yet to get details. I kind of love that in like Dishonored 1, the non-lethal takedowns for your enemies was sometimes just worse than just killing them. Like, what's his name? The Overseer, High Overseer. If you choose to non-lethally take him down, you give him like the Heretic's brand, and then he becomes a Weeper. And it's like, well, that's fucked. He's like, oh no, he doesn't die because when you save the world and you get the good ending, then he'll probably be cured. But it's just like, fuck, that's real rough. Another achievement is to personally kill all enemies in the game in this game mode where NPCs spawn and they can kill each other and you. So you have to take out each and every enemy on your own. And if a guard shot a weapon, well, shit, you just lost your achievement now. Restart and try again. Yeah, both endings suck for your targets. Oh god, yeah. One I feel the most kind of icky about is the Lady Boyle ending, like non-lethal ending or takedown, because really, like realistically, she did nothing to you. Like she did nothing to you at all. She is just the mistress of the High Overseer, and you need to get to her to get information. But as a result, you also have to take her out. And the non-lethal way is to basically give her up or like capture her and then give her away to some dude who will keep her. Like um and like keep her on an island and trap her for the rest of her days. um, to either reject or like forcefully like accept his advances, and it's really pretty grim. But I do also remember that the first Dishonored got a lot of flack for its depiction of women, because I think the only women you actually see in the game are staff or prostitutes, and that's pretty rough. So about Lady Boyle, the devils. Jesus, that's a Freudian slip, which I do not even mean. Like, it's a pretty innocent mistake. But the devs apologized for that and basically said, yeah, that's awful to give her to some creeper stalker dude. She has him wrapped around her finger the entire time. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, if it's basically, it just becomes that if the story is that she's not actually trapped on the island or wherever she is with him, and it's a little different, then maybe that's okay. Well, not so much okay, but like I can excuse that. But yeah, it was real grim. I'm like, am I the good guy? I don't feel like the good guy. I mean, I'm definitely not the good guy. Even with the non-lethal, like I'm not the good guy. Just doing the right thing. Oh, not doing the right thing. Just doing what I need to get the girl back and restore the empire. And then in Dishonored 2, you're very much on the right side. It's like people who have taken over are just nasty pieces of shit. So I can definitely get more behind that game. Actually, yeah, I can get behind both really, but like, yeah, the enemies in Dishonored 2 are just nasty pieces of work. Other than the first target, but her non-lethal takedown is actually really quite good, and that's actually something I really like about the second game. That the non-lethal takedowns can actually be quite kind, or have this layer to it that long term it's the right thing to do. Give me a moment. I just want to turn the light on and close the blinds. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Um, yeah. Also save. Yeah, but I do love that game, and I'd very much okay with playing it again. Lumen also suggested a game which is like kind of a road trippy game, so it'd be kind of like Jalopy, but it's a road trip horror game, which would be kind of fun. I think it looks like a game that's kind of shorter than uh I mean definitely shorter than Dead Space, but like that could be kind of fun. And one thing I found is that I can't play horror games without an audience or without somebody like there. That includes just someone in chat because I think my imagination gets the better of me and I'm just like I can't do it. I'm done. I'm done. I just finish. I not just finish. I don't just finish the game. I just stop playing. So I feel like if I wanted to play a horror game, I'd need to stream it just so that I can get through it. From Harvey Smith, who was the co-creative director of Dishonored, and he said verbatim in a tweet, "We were wrong-headed about that, but my thinking was that she had that pathetic, adoring creep around her finger." Yeah, that I can actually very realistically as well, because Lady Boyle's a very smart woman and a very interesting character. So I don't doubt that she was probably fine. And ultimately, it's, people's imagination is one of the biggest things that you just can't predict as well. So someone or a community of people might recognize something that you didn't think of, and it might have concerning undertones, and you can't account for every single thing, I think. So I totally don't put any blame or issue with that, honestly. It is what it is, really. And the one, in the words of Sokolov, had the finest hindquarters in the Empire, and I can attest to such allegations. Yes. I was it in the game. Got a really nice ass. Finest hindquarters in the Isles. In the Empire, yeah. You know what? Yeah, and I like that. Gonna need tokens eye color. It. Ass pick. 1937 version. Yeah. It's, not a nude. That's not the right word for it. It's to pick you send to your shoulder. Man, mind him how good he's got it. As you would assume, I know who Vera Moray Sonnet is. That name is very familiar. I haven't played in a long time. If you could give me a hint, I feel like I would be able to go like, oh yep, I know who you're talking about. Is I'm not gonna guess actually. If I do, then I'm just gonna sound like a fool, a damned fool. And you know me, I can't accept that. I can't accept sounding like an idiot. Don't tell me straight up. Give me a hint. If I don't get it, then tell me. Names. I'm really bad with names, and you could tell with the Dead Space playthrough. I knew Isaac, but then everyone else I forgot the name of, other than Hammond, who I just talk shit about. So that doesn't count. She's the lady who has a painting of herself in the Lady Boyle mansion on the top floor, and in two, she has a painting of herself in the basement of Adamaya. Yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do know of her. You have tickled that point in my brain, the memory point. Yeah, and I thought Kendra was Amelia, aka Kyne's wife. Yeah, exactly. I was just like, it all meshed, and I was like, ugh, Amelia, you tricked us. And then it's like, Amelia's dead. That's Kendra. Like, what? Kendra? Now I know their names, but most of them are dead. So it's like, what's the point in remembering their names now? So Vera Moray is the real name of Granny Rags. Yes, that was what I was thinking. I was like, that's Vera Moray, that's Granny Rags, isn't it? But then I was like, no, I could be completely wrong. Yeah, I love that. I love her character because it's so interesting but really sinister. Like the undertones of her character, because she clearly has an interesting relationship with the outsider. Um, and I don't know if it's expanded upon in the later game, in 2 or Death of the Outsider, which is the DLC, which I'm sure you already know. But like, it's her presence in the world is fascinating, but because it implies that there are ways of gaining immense power uh, through influence, through any kind of form of influence. So not just being a diplomat or physically powerful like Corvo or things like that. You can gain it by being intriguing to a god, like the Outsider, who basically granted powers to people out of like reasons known only to himself. And the hand that Paolo has is the hand of Granny Rags. I did think that, yeah. And although Corvo's story in 2 isn't canon, not until he sees her painting in the basement of Adamite Institute does he realize that Vera Moray is Granny Rags and vice versa. Ah, that I didn't realize. That he only realized it then. That I didn't know because one of those things. Yeah, there's physical strength, magical strength, political strength, and military strength. Yeah, etc. etc. Yeah, and I love how the game really does, um, like hammer that home as well. In that it doesn't matter kind of what strength you have the potential of inciting intrigue of a creature as unpredictable or unknowable as the Outsider. And the Outsider is this, yeah, this omnipotent, otherworldly being. And I can't remember because I've not played Death of the Outsider, so I don't fully know his story or what is uh, provided in the DLC for that. So I don't know anything about that particularly, but um, I remember hearing somebody talk about how they theorized in when the first it was when there was only the first game out. Someone talked about how they believed that maybe, well, they had a theory that the Outsider was a whale that had been hunted and then some and had somehow like magically gained godhood. And I really liked that theory. I really think it's not true after the release of the second game and its subsequent DLC. But like I really liked that theory. It was just like, yeah, like just sheer chance really that something like that would happen. But it saved him. And then it would also explain their motivation to just throw chaos into the world. From oh yeah, this can all just I'll, don't matter. And I think to this day, Dishonored 2 is like one of the best looking games out there. Honestly, such a beautiful game. You love the Granny Rags versus Slackjaw feud because, yes, Slackjaw is a murderer, thief, a disruptor of the peace in society. However, last time you checked, Granny Rags wants to eat Slackjaw as part of a whale soup mixture thing. So, yes, Slackjaw is a criminal and such, but Granny Rags needs to die since she's the real threat. Yeah, yeah. And, like, there's like, there are sinister, like, magic uh, undertones as well to that whole ritual as well. Where it's like she's gonna she's gonna kill him for something, like more than just to eat him. Like there's magic involved, and there's something real sinister about it. And as a result, I never really sided with her. I always sided with Slackjaw. But then when I did the non-lethal uh, run, so I wanted to get the non-lethal achievement, I can't remember how I did it, but I think I just like ran away. I didn't kill any of them. I stole the key and ran. That seemed to work for me. 2 is beautiful, and that's a fact. 1 feels grim and dark, but it's a plague, of course. It would be as such. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, I'd love to pick up the art book for Dishonored 2, because I have the art book for Prey, which is a game that the, the company released pretty soon after Dishonored 2, and that's based in space. But it's basically Dishonored in space, with a few caveats. But it's such a beautiful game, and I adore that art book. So I'd love to get the art book. It's also super comprehensive, like one of the most comprehensive like game art books I own, and it's incredible. Well, that ending part with Slackjaw and Granny Rags only happens if you do at least 1 mission for both of them, so it's skippable. Yeah, yeah. But if you do the non-lethal playthrough, um, then one way of skipping having one person like avoid having anyone die is to just steal the key and run. As I learned, which is, I mean, definitely not the best way to do it. Just don't do one of their missions, and you're fine. Tell you what, doing non-lethal and no powers would be fucking tough. Like at the same time. So the key for her back, I don't want to say that. The key for her back room. The key for the exit. You can just steal it from Granny Rags. You need a sewer key to get further. If my memory serves correct, and I would sooner trust your judgment over mine. But I think there's something you need, and it's that's why it halts you from progressing. Like you need to make a decision if you're there. But I haven't played in a long time. I could be very, very wrong. You've done no powers for 2. That was interesting. Yeah, I've done no powers for both 1 and 2, and it's tough. Like genuinely, one like I enjoyed it, but it's also just so tough. But I like that it gives you the option as well. It's like something that you think would be like crazy to do. Like no powers in a game called Dishonored, where, you know, that's your edge. Like that's your edge in the world. And you're just like, no thanks, I don't want powers. And the outside is like, okay, good luck. Well, you have to kill Granny Rags or help her, then you can progress. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't remember that level properly then. I don't remember what I did for the non-lethal because I remember doing the non-lethal and having to come to that point, but I still somehow managed to get non-lethal. I can't remember what I did, but don't matter. Don't matter now. It's all past. way better. I mean, incrementally. There we go. Nice. That's all I wish for. Incremental betters. But I also remember I didn't. That. Ugh. Unstraight line. Fuck that. Okay, with that doesn't look right either. Yep. That'll do it. Back to flat colors. Safe. That will differentiate. As we get shadows in. It's always weird to see. Like to look at their piece not in place. Or there's no like depth yet. It will be, but yet. Oh man. And then you do the no powers in one, and you can still collect the whale bones and stuff, and you're just like, this is useless to me. Like this is useless to me. But then in two, if you pick up a whale bone, then it just sells it, which is really useful. Non-lethal playthrough just sells the stuff outright. Because I think in one no powers wasn't an option to do. It was like something you did by actively not using your power or not upgrading your power. So one thing I learned is that because it was, you know, one of those older games, you actually could use Blink with no powers run, but you couldn't upgrade Blink. So you couldn't upgrade any powers that that you had, or you couldn't buy new powers. But because you were given Blink 1, you could use it, and you could still get the no powers achievement. But I found that out right at the end, so not a very useful happen for me. Eye. Hogan needs eye color. Pump it all the way up. Nope, not value. Bump up the set. That's great. Okay. Shadows first. Saturation down to nothing. Value. Pretty much the same. So, fun fact about 2. At the ending, you see a dying overseer that tells you what happened to the rest of the overseers. Yes, and if you have powers, he calls you, he says verbatim, at death's door, I smell the corruption of the void upon you. A heretic against a heretic. Laughable. And the world is doomed. The world is doomed. But if you don't have powers, he says verbatim, go then and carry the blessing of the Abbey with you. End Delilah and make Dunwall whole again. For all of the Empire. That's super cool. I really like that. Because it also shows, like, goes to show that, like, making that active choice does actually provide a bit of difference to the game. And it's not just a cosmetic thing or a, like, it adds, I just said it's not a cosmetic thing, but it adds cosmetic changes, which I really like. It's like, well, of course he would say those two different. Yeah, exactly. It's like if he called you a heretic, and you had done no powers, you'd be like, oh, fuck this guy. This guy doesn't know me at all. But the fact that he does actually go, like, recognize that you did this without powers is super cool. Because, like, let's be honest, the overseers have not been kind, like, weren't kind to you at all. So, like, it wouldn't surprise me if he was just like, oh, you suck, you heretic. And then, like, it'd be a shame, but then you're just like, oh, you wouldn't be surprised either. The fact that they do include that is cool. I mean, they weren't kind, but at the same time, you get how they feel. A lot of magical people in Dishonored are bags of shit. That's actually a really fair point. They really are. Like, let's be honest. Other than Corvo or Emily, pretty much no one with magic is good. And good lord, that took long as fuck to type. Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed a little bit of silence in the chat, so I appreciate that you let me know about that because that is actually super cool. And I didn't know that, so like, can you imagine how just not rewarding it would have been if I went, oh yeah, I know that. That'd be so rude of me. I mean, I would never say that even if I did know that, but like, that is super cool to know as well. Dishonored, like Dishonored, the Dishonored games have so much cool stuff like that in it. I think there are other like little secrets or little details depending on how you play. And I know about the wine bottle one. You told me about that last last time. But there are like a bunch of ones like that. Like because of the time jump stuff in 2, there are these huge time-based ones and huge alterations based on what you did in the past that are really kind of cool. Just so happens that the people who we play as are actually pretty cool, so obviously he wouldn't recognize the difference. It's magical people killing an enemy of theirs, of which is also a magically powerful person. Yeah, exactly. It's like to him, it doesn't matter because ultimately is all the same. It's just another person with magic. Canonically, Corvo doesn't take the wine bottle. Huh. Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. Like, why would he take the wine bottle? Canonically, anyhow. And in fairness, it shouldn't matter to him. Yeah, no, it shouldn't matter to him. Because it's not his job to differentiate whose magic is good or bad, or right or wrong. His whole purpose is to root out and remove magic because it's against their religious doctrine. Makes perfect sense. Like, he's just a guy doing his job, really. And he probably has good reason to hate magic as well because he's been in that line of work. And he probably has faced like nothing but hostility from magic users and is admittedly killed by a magic user, I would assume. Do you remember in 1 when you see Campbell's secret room and do you remember how to open it? It's there's a statue with an eye, isn't there? And you see his secret room through a sewer, like, grate. Well, not sewer grate, but like you're in a sewer and there's a grate. You get me. You get where I'm going with that. Lighting would probably. Hogan is facing a different shadow. Every time I see the Campbells in chat, I just think Campbell's soup. Like, do you remember that time when you opened that Campbell's soup? Like, no, we don't actually have Campbell's soup in Australia. That's a lie. I think we do. And even if he doesn't hate magical people, he's definitely heard awful stories about what happens to those who use magic to torture and kill. Not to mention the Abbey most likely would be useful line of work. Think about it. You get military combat training for self-defense, cool ass weapons to use, a place to sleep, and a community to call home. That's why realistic an overseer. Yeah, like if anything, in a world like Karnaca or how can I not remember the main city? It's like one of my favorite uh names as well for a city. But there, Dunwall, yeah, Dunwall. Uh, yeah, like it is a to avoid even to just like avoid homelessness. Like it's a perfect resource, and it's a perfect kind of community based thing. So yeah, like if anything in that world, the overseers are great. and really, really useful. And magic kind of only seems in the world of Dishonored, magic only really seems to benefit those uh who are really hard done by, or will have had to have been at some point really hard done by. So unless you're like the poorest of the poor, really suffering, then magic's not going to help you either. So in that world, really, the overseers are, they do make sense. And sure, they're corrupted by bad people in both games, but they stood for something good at one point. No real reason to doubt them either. Alright, Doug. Slightly more shadows. Love it. Yeah, but you were saying about Campbell. Well, oh wait, you may just be writing a long explanation. Hold on. You open Campbell's secret room by pushing a green eye into a head bust statue. That statue is of Overseer Holger, who died at the Battle of Whitecliff because he was stabbed in the eye. Oh yeah, that's why the statue's eye is green, since that the eye that got stabbed in. Yes, I think I have read that story, and it's such a cool like little thing. I think it's a hint to the location of that secret room, well, or the location of the button. Even though it does kind of like just tell you, it's still nice that they have like a reason. And you forget what it's called by you can get something called like Holger's Opal in one of the urns of the Abbey. I have no idea what the fuck it could be. Guess it's a glass eye thing. Huh. I've not paid much attention to stuff like that, but that's super cool. I mean, horrible, but also kind of cool. Nice detail, like for sure. And I love that game. So bloody Also in Campbell's secret room, he's known to bring girls from the Golden Cat over, and he also has sleep darts. Oh yeah, in his room. So yeah, that stuff. So I never feel bad for piece of shit. Yeah, honestly, fair enough. That's pretty scummy. Yeah, that's a grim one. Also, like, why treat? I mean, first of all, why treat women like that? Worse still, why treat women who you are paying to be with you like that? That you're paying them to be with you. So kind of so what to whatever it is that happened to him. Yeah, he's branded with the heretic's mark, and then he becomes a weak. But honestly, yeah, fuck him. That's a dick. Terrible way to treat anyone. I need to make that space. Reason shit. Back to flat color. Yeah, that'll do. That's fine. That's just not a nice moment while I. Oh, that's actually not too bright. That's fine. Right there. I'm always worried about blinding my audience when I go to the colorless layer, but it was. He tried to make Captain Kerno corrupt. Shit. And he tries to kill him. He's one of the few decent people in Dishonored, so extra fuck you to Campbell. Yeah, true. Even, I mean, not in the lethal playthroughs, but like every playthrough I do, I save Kerno. Like I always save Kerno. Yep, anyone can use it. I'll save for safety. That's awesome. I've saved 6 times. Oh yes. Static is back for some reason. That's weird. Why? Like you said, it's potentially a buffering thing, but I'd like to fix anyway. And now it's gone. Yeah, weird. Weird. See what I can do potentially to fix it anyway, because I'd certainly prefer to not have that be an issue. It could just be a buffering. Like, even so, nicer if it wasn't there. Fuck. Wrong thing. Wrong color. That color. Fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'd prefer it if it wasn't thing static. I'd rather exhaust all my options. Turns out that it's not me at all. Great. I know that now, but I would rather. Okay, fine. I could so very easily be convinced to play Dishonored again on stream, honestly. But I don't know if I played it enough times. Oh, it's great. So I continue replaying it. That's the question. Mouse and 2, when you get to the mission of killing Luca Abel, did you find a deer antler looking thing? I think I did, yeah. And you've seen the painting he does. He tries to imitate Jindosh, and it's like the shittiest painting ever. I love that they include something like that. There we go. I also admit I didn't like Duke Luca Abel. He's like a bad dude, but I love that Vincent D'Onofrio voices him. Just like, yeah, it's Kingpin, and he does such a good job. Like, holy crap, he does such a good job. Hello, people of Karnaka. It's just his voice is so good. Karnaka, it's just so good. In about an hour 31, I'm gonna take a quick stand up a little bit. I suggest you all do the same. Stretch if you need to. Take some water if you need to. Prime stuff. Riverland. And back. Down, back again. Then back down again. There we go. Uh, yeah. So the deer antler at one point in the game was on Luca Abel's coach, the car thing on it. Yeah. When he was young, he was walking around the city with his brother Radanis, brother and two girls get into a fight. One of the girls breaks off the deer antler and kills Rodanus, leaving Luca only child. That's why he kept it. And the girl who killed his brother was Megan Foster. Yeah, Billy Lurk. Yes. Like, small world, Karnaka, but also, like, that's just great storytelling. The fact that he kept it also just really speaks to his character as very unhinged, like, unhinged from the get go kind of a character. I love it. I love it. And the girl was like a girl that Megan was in love with, if I remember. But based on, because he killed, like, the brother kills her or something. Like Megan's um girlfriend, something like that. Yeah, he has yeah, like he has reason for being fucked up. Still a shithead though. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like definitely trauma there, for sure. Yes, Megan was in love with her, and yes, she does die. Yes. I think I didn't I don't remember what it was, but like maybe she was knocked over or something and broke a neck or something like that. Really horrible, but also like yeah, very very like par for the course for Dishonored, like Dishonored storytelling. It's pretty tragic. A lot of sad shit, relatively common. Your life doesn't have a bit of tragedy, then you're not living in Dunwall, really. Yeah, it's what Dishonored World is. Yeah, pretty much. Sadness, bit of magic, bit of industry. Why did I say it like that? What bit of industry? A lot of sadness, a lot of tragedy. Hey, now on to Ratchet. Just gotta remember which way shadows went. They're pointing that way. Well, they're on Sukonos, a completely different island. Still sucks though. Yeah, that's true. It's the world. The world of Dishonored. Just all bad. All bad shit all the time. Like Corvo being like one of the greatest swordsmen in in the land, and then having to leave his mother behind. Stuff. Very sad. Very sad. And falling in love with the Empress, then dies. You're framed for her murder. All very tragic. There are even mines that act as labor camps, and if people die, well, they die. Oh yeah, and that's really horrible too. Like, how else do they get the silver? In one of the songs, is like silver and blood flows through Sukonos, and it's really grim. But then also they have that's where the whaling uh, ships dock as well. So you know, oh yeah, this is oh, right path. Ratchet, Ratchet Shadowhead. That nothing quite so complicated. The shadow should always change, like complicated. There we go. Eyebrow wedges. Lovely. Not a bad thing though. I love my job. It's so dumb. It's like, ah, damn it, I'm working tomorrow. I love my job and also get to work from home, so it's literally not even slightly a problem. Like, ah, work. Am I right, lads? Trying to be a man of people. Mouse of the people. Gotta go back to those silver mines, right, guys? Rough. And in one, the guards with no helmets are recruited from prisons. Captains, the guys with guns, are from noble birth, and the guard with black armor, um, but do have helmets, are just normal people. Huh. That I didn't. That's gonna change the way I like. I mean, I'd be super keen to like keep an eye out for that now. I play. That's fascinating. Definitely. And good. I just want to add. Yeah, just a better for that. That one much more subtle. And I actually haven't done the eyeshadows. A little bit of purple. Logan. That's too not all enough. Adding a little bit of kind of purple. Kind of makes it more. Would I watch a video about Dishonored on stream? For copyright purposes, probably not. Or for copyright reasons, probably not. If you post it in the Discord, I will definitely check that though. Okay, you shall do as such. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. And now highlights. Better not be thunder again. Quick save. Into, is there anything you noticed about Kieran Josh's fingers? Yes, he has a thumb and his pointer, and his two, like his pointer and middle finger missing, but also his prosthetic is a pipe. That, oh, that's why, because yeah, it's too bright then. That, yeah. Well, you can find his fingers in weird green water stuff. Oh shit, I think it's in his laboratory somewhere, but you're not sure. You don't know for sure. Damn, that I didn't know. That's fucking, that's metal. That's so hardcore, damn. I'd kind of do that. If I had to get something surgically removed from myself, I'd probably want to keep it, like in some capacity. That's wild. That's super cool. No, that's fine. And you do that too if you do, you do that too, so you can't judge. Yeah, it's super. That's like real hardcore. I haven't gotten my wisdom teeth out yet, but I'd probably like if I was given the option, I'd probably ask to keep like just in a jar. Maybe not the appendix. If I had to get my appendix removed, probably wouldn't ask to keep that in a jar. Some things, yeah, I'm like totally cool with it, just having that be gone. But like, yeah, if I was like, if they were just like, oh yeah, we have actually, I don't want to even say if they had to amputate my arm, but like if they had to amputate my left arm, I'm right-handed. Um, I'd just be like, can you potentially like, I mean, you can't give me the arm, but like, I'd be curious to have the arm bones, because like, imagine how metal it would be to have just a display, just like, oh yeah, that's my arm. That was my arm. There's no reason why you shouldn't be allowed to keep it. It's your body part after all. I know, yeah, but also I feel like you'd get a lot of weird looks as well if you were just like, can I keep the arm? Can I keep my appendix? Like, no. No, we need to just get rid of it. Don't want you putting it back inside your body. I actually wouldn't be surprised if that was a response. Like some lunatic got their appendix removed and then they tried to eat it or something. Consume it, and it was a, ruptured appendix. Said, a lot. I was gonna say a lot of the creatures in Dead Space looked like ruptured appendixes. I mean, they just look like corpses, but you know, you get the humor I'm trying to throw out there. Yeah, it's my bones. I want them. Gimme, gimme. Kind of like that of the highlights. Yes, you do understand. Good. I don't sound crazy. Fucking crazy people out there. Someone who would be like, oh yeah, it's like there are some people, some like pregnant women who eat the placenta. Maybe not like raw, but like they'll do something and eat the placenta, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Surely we can all. That's up. fave under, but I think got 5 minutes left before I reach 2 hours. Might call it a 2 hour mark just to be safe. Also, hard, long day, but that's not a really nice long day. Okay. Wait, what happens at the 2 hour mark? We will raid out to Greymass and I'll finish the stream for the day. But I'll be back on Tuesday or in 2 days. But non-Australians. I know you're in Guam, so it's not too the time not too bad, but yeah. Just making the stream slightly shorter today. Fine then, just leave me here with no streamers to watch. Well, we'll raid into another streamer. And I know from personal experience that they will be great. If they're one of my mates, then definitely just top tier quality. I would normally just stream for the 3 hours. I'm starting to get there. Like, I'm starting to get to like 3 hours being the normal. And we'll see. We'll see how we go. But because of how the power just got kicked out, I'm always just a little wary of that, I guess. Wait, there's other streamers. Not as good as me, of course. Oh god, I feel weird even saying that. Some. There are some others, like three other streamers. On the entirety of Twitch. 3 others. Continue. It's cute though. Are you? Are you? Flatter are you? Trauma. Trauma bastard. Just turn on you. Like, you've offered me a very kind compliment. I just turn on you. How dare you? How bloody dare you compliment? Again. I didn't put any shadows on top. Damn it. On his shoulder anyway. You're welcome, I always do your best to be a prick. You're very good on my streams, so I don't believe that for 1 second. But honestly, we all have like a bit of a right to be a bit of a prick sometimes. Well within our right as human beings. And got background highlights, which are pretty minimal, really. Also, I may be taking compressed hours at work. So there may be points like every second week I think I may have talked about this already, but I may be working full time on the comic every so often, and I'll probably stream that. So there will be every so often there will be like 8, 9 hour streams just scattered throughout throughout the regular 2 to 3 hour streams. It'll really dilute that numbers, those analytics. It especially goes for hot Aussie comic writers who are also streamers. All right, mate. Thank you. Appreciate the flattery. Flattery will get you everywhere. You want mod? Here you go. Give you mod. Then people be like, "Hey, why is this guy mod?" And I was like, "Cause he was nice to me. He said some very, very flattering things to about me and how I look, even though he's never seen my face before." You want VIP now, or you'll ban me? You'll ban me from my own stream. I don't think I have VIP yet. I think I need to have been. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Got VIP? You check. I can actually add VIPs. There you go. Ask and ye shall receive. Unless I've just given VIP to a different zombie slayer. That's always potentially what happened. And like ultimately, if it's not the right guy, then it's like made our bed, right? We just leave it. Just some guy called Zombie Slayer just gets VIP for my. Yeah, there you go. VIP. You asked. There you go. You're welcome. You asked, and as it turns out, I do actually have VIP. So you get VIP. Yeah, for sure. Like you are, you're consistently in chat. You're always here. You're always supporting. I feel like that's a very easy to make. You earned it, mate. Oh my god. That is one of the most horrifying compliments I've ever received. Or just cunt to the ass. No, you're all good. Never received a compliment like that, and the sheer brazenness of it, I could expect. I can only respect. Um, I need light, light. That's just on eyes. Check his eyes. There. Fuck. Wrong spot. Be over the line work. Uh, likely be. And then add just soft. That there. You don't know how you've earned VIP, but thank, and you don't know how you've supported me, but you're welcome. I'm welcome. Yeah, you've been here. Been here, hanging out. That's all. That's all I need. Coming here, telling me Dead Space and Dishonored facts. I think that's. I'd say that's worth a VIP. Oh, I need to give him like pupil color and alternation. That's not the right word. Matter. Doesn't matter. I don't like. I don't do streaming for to necessarily build an audience or anything like that. I do it because I want to motivate myself to draw. Having such cool people stream makes it worth it. So of course I'm gonna put people here. They're doing. They're helping me. They're helping keep me entertained. They're hanging out. That's means the world to me. Well, damn. Thanks, Mouse. You the shit. Hey, you're all good. You're all good. Mouse, if you ever want help with Halo, you'll walk me through the campaigns. If I want side 4 and 5, fuck those games. Fair enough. I mean, I definitely foresee myself playing the Halos within this stream. Like, definitely a worthwhile offer that I am sure I will take you up. Nothing's off the table. I think in terms of the gaming stream, nothing's off. Because that is how new people get into them. They ask us nerds, and we're like, let's go save the earth, bitches. Yeah, nice. That I can very much respect. That's super. Well, actually, another game that's definitely on the cards is I've seen a lot. I saw God of War went on sale, and I wouldn't be against playing through the new God of War. I haven't touched that. I haven't touched that game at all. But I was just thinking that, like, somehow what you just said reminded me of God of War for some reason. I was just like, eh, God of War. I could be Kratos. Hold on. My best Kratos. See if I can do this. Oh, sorry. Boy. Yeah. There are consequences to killing a god. What? How do you know? How do you know? Won't say no to Witcher or new God of War, but God, good lord, they seem long as fuck. That is a really good point, and I think that would be a thing to consider if we chose to play one of those two games. Then we'd understand that we'd be playing them both. Well, we'd be playing them for a long time, and as long as people were okay with that, then jump into it. It would add like a really nice, strong level of consistency. Those, I mean, not that Dead Space didn't have consistency, like it had that at the wazoo, but like we'd be like, yeah, we're playing some more Witcher. We know that. We know we're playing Witcher. Let's get into it. And then it'd be kind of like the illustration streams where we're just like, oh yeah, we know what we're in for. So let's get to it. Damn, that's a pretty eye, actually. Dogan's beautiful man. Dogan's a beautiful man, yeah. And I just noticed that shadow incomplete on his head, like in his hairline. That's not the right layer. Fuck! There we go. You've played a decent amount of Witcher, and that's awesome. Your God of War seems cool, but like you said, it's long as shit. Yeah, and that's fair. I'd be keen to play it purely because I really like I like Norse mythology, and I played God of War 3, and I thought that was cool, but I didn't hugely enjoy the mechanics. So I feel like I could be keen to do that, to do the new one. Ratchet's face seems. I guess maybe it's because it's full eye. On this side, his. Oop. Line up. Okay. Yeah, that's slightly better. I like the cheeks being a bit round, so that's okay. Ever so slightly. Increase the brush size, and just fill in. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. I think that is the panel today. Good, decent amount of progress. Am I forgetting anything before I do a bit of a sign off? Fucking. Oh, I know why. My brain's doing that. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Save. Nice. Greymouse has saved 7 times. Thank you for that, Zombie Slayer. Thank you for making a note of that. And move my chair. that I can pop back to the middle. I'm kind of in like a weird space with my streaming, is that when I'm drawing, I'm basically as far to the right of my desk as possible, and then there is so much desk to actually like fill that I'm not anywhere near. But yeah, so that's today's stream. Very happy with how far we've gotten. We've made some good progress, and we'll get on to the next panel next time. With that all said, we need to find someone to trade. Who do I know that's there? So we've got Mr. Mao, who's another Australian artist. We've got Never Again Land, so Nev, who is a Canadian artist. She draws cursed stuff. She's great. She's amazing. I also have Gayabara, and she's currently playing Genshin Impact. But last time I checked with her, she did like no voice streams, so that may not be our style. Didn't even draw a panel, talk about lazy. I drew a panel. I didn't draw a page. I drew a panel. Well, actually, that's not fair, is it? I colored a panel, didn't I? Because everything else was drawn. You know what? You got me there. You got me there. But, hey, still progress. Even slow progress is progress. But anyway, I am thinking Nev is just super lovely, so I'm very tempted to just jump to her. Of course, after we raid Grey Mouse, but we will jump to Nev, I think, because right, Mans doesn't even know his own comic. I know my comic. I know how this shit ends. You want me to spoil this shit? I will. I'll snap. I'll spoil this whole game. I'll spoil this whole damn series right now. No, but we will. Let's. And last time you never even got the radar button. That's super weird. I don't know why that happened. But let's see. We'll try again this time. All right. So to Grey Mouse. Oh, for some reason when I click Grey Mouse, it highlights to Nev. That's weird. Colored a comic. You didn't draw shit today. The defiance. Just the sheer defiance of you. I'll see you all next time. And next time we will be drawing a panel. Alright? Love you all, but also fuck you, Zombie Slayer.